Are you ready for Icon of the Seas? Today we've got our first look at Royal Caribbean's brand new cruise ship. Here we go. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and after months and months and months of waiting and speculating, we finally have a look at Icon of the Seas, and we have some in-depth details to share with you all about this amazing new cruise ship that Royal Caribbean is rolling out. Icon of the Seas will be the first ship in the new Icon class, which means the design is a fresh start compared to the ships that preceded it. Icon of the Seas will begin sailing from Miami in January of 2024 and offer alternating Eastern and Western Caribbean sailings with every itinerary visiting Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, the ship will be delivered at the end of 2023, sometime between end of October, early November, but because it's the first ship in the new class, they're going to need time for extra testing and adjusting, so that way it can be ready to enter service. So that is why the first sailing is not until January of 2024. Now, you may have heard about plans earlier that Royal Caribbean was thinking about offering some sailings from the UK. That is no longer the plan. She will sail from Miami instead. So how big is Icon of the Seas? She's pretty darn big. 20 decks, which include actually 18 decks for guests, 5,610 guests at double occupancy. And if you fill every single room with like third and fourth passengers, then you'll get up to a max capacity of 7,600 guests. Now, add in there the 2,350 crew members, and you've got an ultimate total of 9,950 people on board the ship. There are 7 pools, 9 whirlpools, 6 record-breaking water slides. It comes in at 250,800 gross tons and has a length of 1,198 feet. That is a really big ship. For comparison's sake, by the way, when you compare it to the Oasis-class cruise ships, Wonder of the Seas, which is the newest Oasis-class cruise ship, measures 1,188 feet in length and has 18 decks. Icon of the Seas will have 8 neighborhoods on board a ship. Similar how the Oasis-class introduced the concept of neighborhoods to help break up the layout of the cruise ship, Icon of the Seas will have neighborhoods as well. So let's go through each of the 8 neighborhoods to give you an idea of what you can find in each one. Starting off with Thrill Island. Thrill Island has got a lot of things going on, including, of course, the Category 6 water park, which has a number of new water slides. And by the way, the water park is included with your cruise fare. You've got the Pressure Drop, the industry's first open free fall slide. That's a little too scary for Matt. The Frightening Bolt, the tallest drop slide at sea. Storm Surge and Hurricane Hunter family rafts, where up to 4 people per raft can go on there. You've also got Storm Chasers, the cruising's first mat racing duo slide. Going back to the family raft slide, you'll actually go off the Lotus Leaf wall on that green slide, which is really darn cool. I mean, obviously, these water slides are all about family time. And by the way, family is going to be a major theme of what Icon of the Seas is all about, as you're about to see here. But the water park is included with the cruise fare and offers a number of water slides, because how do you outdo water slides on a cruise ship? You add a water park to it, and you've got all those options available to you. It looks incredible. I can't wait. My kids can't wait. And this seems just like an amazing spot, because I love water slides. Ever since Royal Caribbean added water slides to its ships, I think it's really been a revelation for families, people of all ages, because water slides are so much fun. And this really is an epic amount of water slides. Next up is the Crown's Edge, which is located on the Crown and Anchor logo on the side of the ship. This is a little bit of a ropes course, part skywalk and part thrill ride, but it's really all about testing your courage, quite frankly, because guests are harnessed onto the anchor and then go on a walking course. Seems pretty cool. It's kind of like a ropes course in a sudden, but then all of a sudden, the floor below you falls and you, Royal Caribbean says, quote, glides back to safety 154 feet above the ocean. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think I'm not quite brave enough for this, but hey, maybe thrill seekers out there are really going to enjoy Crown's Edge, something else to try out on board. Other thrill spots include the Flow Rider, Rock Wall, Mini Golf, Sports Deck, and food and beverage at the back of the ship. Speaking of the back of the ship, let's move to the rear of the ship for our next neighborhood, which is the Hideaway. Royal Caribbean wants the Hideaway to have the same feel of a beach club or a Las Vegas pool party while incorporating beautiful ocean views. This is also where you'll find the first suspended infinity pool at sea, and it's surrounded by a multi-level terrace, whirlpools, and a variety of seating and a dedicated bar. There are also comfy lounge chairs, bar on one side, seating on the other side, and it's designed in disappearing edges for seamless sunsets. Really, this idea of having kind of this, amazing views, great infinity pool, and of course live music with the DJ there, I think is really meant to be this idea of, it's not adults only by any means, but it is allowing a lot of families to enjoy time in something a little bit different than Royal Caribbean has offered, where usually it's either like relaxing at the pool or having like an amped up thing. This seems to be like that middle ground, if you will. Speaking of pools, let's head over to our next area, and that's going to be Chill Island. Borrowing the name from Perfect Day at Coco Key, Chill Island is meant to be a next level pool deck experience. There are 7 pools on board, which also feature whirlpools, in-water loungers, and of course, breathtaking views. Among the 7 pools on board, the 4 in this 3-deck slice of paradise include the vibrant Swim and Tonic, the line's first swim-up bar at sea, the Royal Bay Pool, the largest pool at sea, and the Royal Bay Pool, by the way, in the new Chill Island neighborhood, is the largest pool at sea. Swim and Tonic is the first swim-up bar at sea, and you'll also find Chill Island's serene Infinity Edge Cove Pool on Icon of the Seas, which has those in-water loungers we talked about. Believe it or not, there's not a solarium on board Icon of the Seas. Instead, Royal Caribbean is introducing an adults-only area called Cloud 17. And Cloud 17 is an adults-only sanctuary, and it's kind of like the solarium, but a new concept, essentially. And it includes a secluded pool, cantilevered whirlpool, and private access to the lime and coconut bar. So there is a lime and coconut bar on here, but it seems to be only part of Cloud 17. Now let's go to probably one of the biggest areas, the biggest changes you're going to find, and that is Surfside. Surfside is the new neighborhood that is designed to be the best family vacation in the world, according to Royal Caribbean, and I think Surfside really is an embodiment of that. You've got Splashaway Bay and the Water's Edge Pool, Splashaway Bay and the Baby Bay for kids, and the Water's Edge Pool for kids and adults. So the idea basically is that the kids can enjoy Splashaway Bay or Baby Bay, while the adults have this kind of oasis in Water's Edge. Now, Water's Edge is not an adults-only pool, but it's kind of designed to be this place where adults can go to while the kids enjoy the rest of the pools in Splashaway Bay and Baby Bay. Water's Edge Pool has infinite ocean views, and it's right on the aft of the ship. Now, also talking about Surfside is you've got a carousel. Of course, it's kind of like this boardwalk-ish design, but not the boardwalk neighborhood per se, but Royal Caribbean wanted to have that iconic carousel over there. You'll also find on Surfside access to Adventure Ocean and the teen club Social 020. I'm not sure if it's pronounced 020 or 020 or I don't know what. Anyway, it's a teen space, and there's quick access to both. This is a big deal. You don't have to go all the way up to deck 12 or 14 or whatever anymore. You're right there in the kids area on Surfside. You go right to Adventure Ocean or the teen club. Children's play place that's not in the water also has climbing areas and slides. And there are multiple dining venues, which have things like a Surfside Eatery and a Quick Bites, and they're all near Splashaway Bay. The idea is this is a specific neighborhood designed for young families to enjoy, so they don't have to constantly like, oh, we have to get something to eat. All right, let's go over to the side of the ship, Adventure Ocean, that side of the ship. It's all definitely more self-contained. Of course, there is extremely colorful decor and artwork, and there even could be a Sugar Beach and other things on there, arcade. Basically, Royal Caribbean really wants Icon to be a destination for families, so that if you have young families, an expansive family, you have things for them to do over there. Another new feature you're probably going to notice when you first look at any photo of Icon of the Seas is the Aquadome, and that's our next neighborhood here on Icon. This is the very top of the ship, where you might find the solarium on other Royal Caribbean cruise ships. Royal Caribbean wanted to maintain the entertainment feature with the Aqua Theater, but wanted the space to be more interesting than that, especially during the daytime in which there are no shows there. It has not only entertainment, but also a food, bar, merchandise areas, and lounge areas, and unbeatable ocean views, and it's fully enclosed. It kind of reminds me a lot of 270, where it has that half entertainment, half lounge venue with amazing views, but it's in the front of the ship, and it incorporates the Aqua Theater, which of course is a feature on the Oasis class ships that got a lot of people really interested in shows that were just amazing to watch at. In the past, the Aqua Theater was in the open, so of course, if it was raining or too windy, that would be a problem, but not anymore in Icon of the Seas. Now, Royal Caribbean has more control over the weather, lighting, production value, smoke effects, and more. You're also going to find inside the Aquadome the tallest waterfall at sea, which of course is probably going to be incorporated as part of the show. And of course, in the show, which has not been announced yet, there will be flying artists and divers, but Royal Caribbean really wanted this space to be more of a full day experience, not just in the evening time. All right, let's move on to our next neighborhood, and that is the Suite neighborhood, the largest suite neighborhood to date. It is 3 stories with a 2-level suite sun deck It also has its own private pool and whirlpool. Just like any suite sun deck that's out there, this area is meant to be a retreat specifically for guests who are staying in a suite, Grand Suite or higher, Sky Class or higher really is what we're talking about here on Icon of the Season. By the way, yes, there will be the Royal Suite class on board with C Class, Sky Class, and Star Class. By the way, I kind of just realized that it goes sea, which is at the bottom of the ocean, right? Then you go to the sky, which is above the sea, and the stars, which are above the sky. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I just realized it. However many years later, it finally dawned on me how that all works out. Something else new with the suite neighborhood is going to be the Grove, which is a new dining venue for suite guests. And that's in addition, by the way, to an expanded 2-story coastal kitchen restaurant for suite guests. Our next neighborhood is the Royal Promenade, and Royal Caribbean has revamped the Royal Promenade concept. As you walk onto the ship, you'll be greeted by the Pearl, which is that new space that Royal Caribbean will reveal more information about later, but we've seen a lot of photos of this in the past. In the meantime, though, I've been told that the inside of the Pearl has special panels that can produce all sorts of effects, and more information will be revealed later on. And no, it's not just a staircase. It looks like that right now, but that's because Royal Caribbean has plenty more reveals coming up later. One thing Royal Caribbean wanted to change with the Royal Promenade was provide more ocean views. So when you get on board the Royal Promenade, you're going to find more windows than ever in this neighborhood. Also on Icon, you're going to find the Ice Arena, which is going to have the largest ice arena that Royal Caribbean has ever built. It will feature Absolute Zero, where cutting-edge technology and Olympic-level ice skaters merge to bring show-stopping entertainment to life. And it looks pretty darn cool. And the last neighborhood to talk about is Central Park. Icon of the Seas will have its own version of Central Park. Now, Royal Caribbean didn't provide a ton of details about this space, but it is basically designed to be more lush and livelier than the Central Park you'll find on the Oasis class cruise ships. The open-air neighborhood with thousands of real plants will have dining and live music. More details to come later on, but based on purely the B-roll aerial concept views that we've seen, it looks like it's going to have a whole different aesthetic to it, besides, of course, the amazing plants and whatnot they have there. But the cabins that look out on Central Park seem to have a different look to them. Again, we'll have more details on that later on. So now let's talk about the new staterooms that Royal Caribbean is bringing on to Icon of the Seas. And just like some of the other spaces we talked about already, like Surfside, Royal Caribbean wanted families in mind when it designed a new kind of stateroom for families. The Surfside neighborhood, in fact, has a lot of these kinds, and we'll talk about some of the new types of cabins. This is not every single type of cabin, but some of the new concept Royal Caribbean is bringing on board. Starting with the Surfside Family Suite. Located in the Surfside neighborhood, the Surfside Family Suite can accommodate up to 4 guests. There's actually a cozy kids alcove, which transforms into a living space for all, along with private balcony and Royal Suite class perks. This is designed to give families another option instead of having to get 2 rooms or just a giant suite. You're also going to find the Family Infinite Balcony, another new type of cabin for families. This will have space for up to 6 guests. So finally, a space for larger families. And this is going to be such a boon for people that have, 5 or 6 people in their family. This spacious room features a separate bunk alcove for kids, a split bathroom design, and an infinite balcony, which is a living space that transforms to an extended open air escape at the push of a button. If you're familiar with Celebrity Edge and the Edge class cruise ships out there, the infinite veranda was first introduced on those ships, and Royal Caribbean has borrowed that concept for Icon of the Seas. Speaking of suites, if you want the biggest cabin possible for a family, check out the Ultimate Family Townhouse. Icon of the Seas will be the first Royal Caribbean cruise ship to have the Ultimate Family Townhouse concept on board. Spanning 3 levels, the perfect home away from home for families, features an in-suite slide, cinema space, karaoke, spacious balcony, even a private entrance to the Surfside neighborhood, and more. There's going to be Lego wall, combo game, dining room table, game room, living room, master bedroom, and kids room with sofa and bunk beds, tons of comfy seating, and I'm going to go out on a limb here by saying it's probably not an inexpensive cabin that's out there. Just like the Ultimate Family Suites on other Royal Caribbean cruise ships, I imagine this will cost a pretty penny in order to stay here. If you're an inside cabin kind of person, well, then you're going to want to check out the new Inside Plus cabin, because Royal Caribbean has revamped the interior stateroom with the Inside Plus room. It features a new intuitive layout and a deluxe closet. If you prefer ocean views with your cabin, well, then the panoramic ocean view suites and rooms are going to be for you, because these types of cabins have wall-to-wall and floor-to-ceiling windows. There are also non-suite panoramic ocean view balcony rooms similar to the Infinite Veranda, again, we talked about on Celebrity Edge. So if all this sounds really exciting, when can you start booking Icon of the Seas? If you're like me, you just can't wait to get on that first I don't know, 7 sailings or so. Icon of the Seas will go on sale October 25th. It's not quite clear what time, but based on past Royal Caribbean cruise ship releases for new itineraries or new ships specifically, there's usually an opportunity for the cabin to start showing up a little earlier than that. I've seen sometimes around midnight. You have to keep an eye on it. Always a good idea to work with a good travel agent who can help book that for you. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the fact that Icon of the Seas is different in another aspect that we haven't really covered yet that you can't necessarily see, and that is the fuel and environmental management of the ship. Icon of the Seas will be the first Royal Caribbean cruise ship powered by a combination of liquefied natural gas, LNG, and fuel cell technology. There'll be 6 LNG-powered engines on board, and Icon of the Seas is optimizing energy to reduce fuel consumption and, in turn, the emissions there. One wastewater treatment system treating every drop of water above regulatory standards will be found on Icon of the Seas. In fact, 90% of the fresh water produced on board via reverse osmosis in the desalination plant. Landfill-free waste management to ensure that waste is recycled, repurposed, or sent to waste-to-energy facilities. So obviously, Royal Caribbean is not only designing a cruise ship that's fun and exciting for families to go on board, but also as environmentally responsible as possible. Now, no doubt you have more questions about Icon of the Seas, and Royal Caribbean will be releasing more information in the coming months leading up to her debut. If you followed other Royal Caribbean cruise ships that have launched in the past, you know that Royal Caribbean likes to put out little pieces of information, little nuggets, updates as you get forward here to kind of, build up that hype and get people excited for it. So we'll have more details and more announcements later on. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Icon of the Seas? How does it measure up to what you thought it was? Which features truly excite you on Icon? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know when we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.